And he picks up
Nelson with the tackle.
Maybe a yard, maybe two.
Here's the numbers after the first quarter. Look down to turnovers. The numbers are pretty equal down to turnovers. Michigan had the one turnover, led to 7 points by the Cougars. Time of possession about the same, and the average starting position was big in favor of the Cougars.
Jerry Batuman, the tight end, their leading receiver, catching the ball. Cougars showing blitz. They bring Tuman back toward the ball. Brian Greasy dropping the throw, gets his pass away, and it's deflected. It was deflected and incomplete.
Brian felt like he had a receiver open if he just hadn't gotten the ball deflected. One of the Cougar defensive linemen, I think it's going to be Holmes. Nope. Stewart gets it.
Lawan Gibbons defending on the play for the Cougars.
And it falls to the field. And it is fourth down for the Wolverines. The ball is resting at the Washington State 38-yard line, and they'll punt.
Both teams, Keith, have fake punts, fake field goals, and all these tricks in. Punter just came on the field.
Punter, everybody else went out and got in set position, and then the punter came running up.
A lot of tricks. You got to prepare.
High hanger, that'll be pretty good. He's going to let it go, and he takes a Cougar bounce. Comes bounding back up the field. So there's a bit of luck in the bounce of the ball there for Washington State as it comes out to the 23-yard line, where they will get it after a 15-yard net on that punt.
In 1993, we changed everything. Dodge became the new Dodge, and the new Dodge became Intrepid. Now we're changing the way cars are created. Today's new Intrepid is the world's first car designed, assembled, and proven on computers, enabling a degree of precision never before possible. Welcome to the world of the new Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again.
I will not accept anything less than a perfect quad twisting triple.
I will not accept anything less than my personal best.
I will not accept anything less than 80 miles per hour.
I will not accept anything less than 1 minute 17 seconds.
I will not accept any card but Visa.
At the 1998 Olympic Winter Games, only the best is accepted. Visa, worldwide partner of the Nagano Games. It's everywhere you want to be.
This new tax law is going to affect every aspect of your financial plan. It's going to affect your savings rate, the way that you plan for retirement, children's education. Prudential Securities has a great software package for you and your financial advisor to use to review and reallocate your portfolios in this new environment. At Prudential Securities, we've anticipated the changes in these tax laws, and we've developed strategies to help you make the most of your opportunities.
From director Steven Spielberg, USA Today says Amistad is sheer power. And Gene Shalit says, for Spielberg, Amistad is another superlative achievement. Amistad, rated R, now playing.
And it's January 1 at the Rose Bowl, 1998. Oh, goodness, 1998. Washington State's quarterback with those numbers so far in the ball game. That's against the nation's top defense. First down and 10 from their own 23. Cougars lead 7-0.
No backs in the backfield.
That means 5 wide receivers. There are no backs back there. Pressure's coming. He gets it away, and the pass is incomplete. In swung. What do you say?
Well, Keith, it usually takes about a quarter for both teams to establish a pace of the ball game or get used to the speed of the play. Now, Ryan Leaf is one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and there's nobody at Michigan who could throw the ball in practice with the kind of velocity he does. So they're going to take a little time just to feel him out and time the ball a little bit better. But keep in mind, this Michigan defense is also extremely quick. He's got to adjust to the speed of their defensive secondary and how fast they, too, break on the ball, Keith. Bob?
Little game of dominoes.
Especially when you don't have any backs in the backfield. Ryan knows that they're going to be coming after him, and he knows he's going to throw it quickly.
2nd and 10. Woodson coming around the corner. Passes away, and it is caught. Marvelous catch by Sean McWashington. Tommy Hendricks just clobbered him, and McWashington came up with it.
That makes up for any balls that were dropped right there. Ball is thrown only place it can be. Leaf gives himself a little bit of time, buys himself some time by sliding around in the pocket. Moves around, throws it off balance. You got ball, a strong arm to get that one in, Keith.
Ball handed off. And not a lot in there for Dewan Gilmore, who's in at running back now, giving Michael Black a bit of a breather, and Black needs it because most of his work here in this early going has been blocking those big people.
The reason that last completion by Ryan Leaf was made is because of his mobility to move around and give McWashington a little bit more time to get open, and the strong arm that got it upfield.
Gilmore with a yard on the carry. It is 2nd down and 9. You've got 3 wide receivers at the bottom of your picture. Throws it out here. Ball is caught by McKenzie. And a good, solid open field tackle by Marcus Ray. He just nailed him to the turf. He had 2 people, 2 of the wideouts were in front of him trying to effect blocks, but Ray penetrated.
Well, Ryan saw that there was going to be a zone out there. Only two defensive backs out there covering his 3 wide receivers that you mentioned, Keith. So he just flipped it out there and let him run with it.
That was the McWashington-Hendricks collision from the play before we just saw. 3rd down and 4. He's got him. 1st down. He's got loose. It's Chris Jackson, and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 14-yard line. Got away from Tommy Hendricks, and Tommy ran him down.
4 wide receivers spread across the field, and here you have one-on-one outside here. Receiver just going to go down 5 yards and stop. It's 3rd and 5. Picks it up, and then a poor tackle by Weathers. Big 1st down, short throw, long run.
Do something with it after you catch it.
There you go.
1st down at the 14. Show blitz, they're coming. Passes away, he's open, he missed him. Sean McWashington was alone in the end zone, and the ball was just a little too high because there were 3 people beating on Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Keith. Ryan held it as long as he could. From behind the defense, there's a blitz, Gold and DeHoney Jones up the middle. And he saw him coming across, and he just couldn't wait long enough. He had to throw it. He didn't know exactly the angle of him coming across the field.
Close. 2nd down and 10. Gilmore. Not a lot there. A couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down.
This offense of Washington State, Keith, passes to set up the run. Mike Price loves to spread them out. If you spread the receivers across the field, you also spread the defense across the field. And you spread them thin. It's almost like when he runs the ball, it's like an afterthought. You're kind of surprised when he runs it.
Leaf has now crossed the 100-yard marker at 101. The ball is on the 12-yard line. 3rd down and 8.
They come again. Rolling out.
Intercepted. Charles Woodson. So he goes to Woodson's side of the field, and he takes it away from him.
Out of the blue.
Throw the ball accurately or on time. or with a good spiral. That ball may have gotten there a little quicker if he had a good spiral on it, but there is no room for not being perfect when you throw in the area of Charles Woodson.
Cougars show blitz. And Brian Greasy runs away from it. And we'll get up to about the 27-yard line where Marincola brings him down.
It's like Brian is looking to his left side. He looks to his tight end. They have double coverage on the tight end. Michigan likes to throw to their tight ends. They like to throw to their backs. They like single coverage outside on the wide receivers.
Brandon Moore, number 22, was the man that flushed him for Washington State. Third down now and 3. And the pass is batted down. That's the second time today a lineman has affected the flight of the ball. That time Dorian Booth just swatted it away. Booth is 282 pounds. He stands 6'6".
Number 90 doing a nice job. Booth fighting to get in, and if you can't get near the quarterback, get your hands up when you see he's going to throw the football.
So on 4th down, Jason Benson is in to punt. Hits one that has a low trajectory. Sean Timms trying to find some room. Couldn't. And Washington State once again is going to have very good field position. First down at their own 40.
How long does it take to turn the new Dodge Durango from the sport utility with the most passenger room in its class into the one with the most cargo room?
Of rain late in the day, but I think not. Ryan Leaf now coming out for this possession to start at his own 40-yard line. Washington State's average starting position has been very good so far in the game.
Outstanding.
They lead 7-0 with 9:43 to play in the first half. Michigan shows blitz. They run it up the middle with Gilmore. And Gilmore sidesteps one tackle, and then he is brought down up at the 46-yard line by Andre Weathers.
Good blocking on the left side of that offensive line. Rainville and McAdoo and Harrison, the center.
Gilmore's going off the field now, and so is Love Jefferson. That probably is going to bring us to a no-back circumstance on 2nd down and 4. Michael Black has been off getting some rest, so you've got your 5 wideouts. And Michigan hops up there, and here they come. Every time they see this, they're going to lay their ears back and come. Pass is away. The pass is caught. Good for a first down. The man made the catch on his knees, and now they're going to wave it off and say no catch. Didn't control it. It's Nyan Taylor.
The reason the ball was low is because Ryan threw it so quickly before he set his feet, because he knew there was a blitz coming. When there is not any running backs left in the backfield, as you see here, he's going to get out and throw the ball quickly because he knows he can't block anybody.
That was a catchable ball.
Oh, it certainly was catchable, but it went right through his arms.
Yep. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 now for Washington State. All on their own 46-yard line.
And Fab 5 has not been fabulous. They've dropped 3 passes so far, Keith.
Well, one of them was thrown so hard, I think he broken his hand.
They got him. James Hall, number 56.
Well, the messing with Leaf's mind. Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, goes to a 3-man defensive line this time and blitzes 4 guys from the weak side. Ryan didn't see it coming. You don't want to block Steele. I mean, somebody's got to get on that big guy. Hall got him, but it's a good thing that Steele didn't get there first.
And on 4th and 13, in the punt is Jeff Banks. Gets it out, gets it to turn over. Pretty good kick. Woodson at the 19. First man missed him, second man missed him, gets a block on the corner. He may tear this one up. And they finally get him out of bounds. So they got themselves, there were 4 of them, and got them all locked into one spot, and nobody could make the tackle. 44-yard punt and a 15-yard return.
Tonight's topic, Free Friday. Yeah. Sir, you played a critical role in the creation of the new Burger King fries that are being given away this Friday?
That's right, Bill. Free Friday.
Amazing. Now this.
The crispy new Burger King fries beat McDonald's fries in a nationwide taste test. Stop in Friday, January 2nd for a free small order.
Welcome back. Why give them away?
It's giving something back. I started from the ground up.
Literally.
The new Dodge Durango is like no sport utility you've ever seen. Say, for instance, you live in a neighborhood with a rhino problem. In a Durango, you could outrun him with the most powerful engine offered in the class. Or you could move him with its best-in-class towing capacity.
Punt return from our ABC cable cam. He's going to outrun the entire Cougar defense to the sideline. But by doing so, the rest of them catch up. But this is the best field position for the Wolverines all day.
Greasy's still got it after the play action and going deep downfield. He's tripped him up and a penalty flag. High Streets trips, running across with Ray Jackson covering, and it's a 15-yard pass interference call coming up.
Pass interference against the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, and an automatic first down.
Not catchable is what Mike Price is saying. I like the call, though, Mike DeBoard, the offensive coordinator, going deep to kind of loosen up the Cougar defense. I think that's a good call.
Ray Jackson is the brother of Chris Jackson, the wide receiver on the Washington State team. Ball comes with the penalty out to the 49-yard line and a first down. Woodson is on the field, and he's the man in motion, and he has the ball, and he's coming around, and he is caught behind the line of scrimmage by Brandon Moore. Moore blitzing on the play, one of those linebackers that's very quick, and he ran him down. Loss of 2 yards.
As I mentioned, both teams have had 5 or 6 weeks to prepare for this game, Keith, and both teams have a few new wrinkles, and that was one that Michigan has not shown most of the season. Woodson was lined up at the left flanker, came back in motion, and Brandon Moore says, I'll have none of that stuff.
Ball comes back to the 46-yard line, and Brian Greasy drops. Gets his pass in the air for Ty Streets, and he's got it, and he's gone. Touchdown, Michigan. Ty Streets is 6'4", Ray Jackson 6'1", and Streets just simply outran him. And Brian put the ball right where it had to be.
Touchdown,
Mike DeBoard, the offensive coordinator, says we're going to test the corners. We're going to throw deep to our wide guys. They're both healthy for the first time in a long time. Twice on that series, they threw the ball deep down the field.
They got a penalty and a touchdown on the 2 plays. Craig Baker for the point. And it's good. Penalty flag, though. 2 penalty flags in the end zone. Penalty flags.
They're both thrown in from the end zone. It makes me think that it's too many men on the field for the Cougars.
Yeah, there's the guys that...
We have too many players on the field. Illegal participation.
Those guys back there are the ones that do the counting.
They count them, don't they?
The point is good.
And they both must have counted because they both of them threw their flags.
Kick was good to tie the score at 7.
Ty Streets, number 86, single coverage. He's got the speed and the height. The ball was right there. Touchdown, Michigan.
And you've got 7:08 to play in the first half. Washington State scored early in the ball game and led up to this point and could have had a chance to put another one away, except a pass went to the hands of Woodson, and the Cougars didn't score.
That's a big score for Michigan. Now both teams have scored. They've both drawn blood. Now they go to play football.
20.
In the play, we talked about the wide receivers from Michigan having to make in this ball game. It wasn't a tough catch over the middle. It was straight down the sideline, deep. He beats his man, and he turns in a big play to keep this offensive unit going and get on the scoreboard. If the wide receivers of Michigan can turn in this kind of play throughout the ball game, Michigan could conceivably blow this game wide open, Keith.
All right, the kickoff is coming, and the deep people for Washington State are Taylor and McKenzie, 82 and 9. It's 4 yards deep, and there'll be no return. So they'll come out to the 20-yard line where they'll have it first down. Sunday at 2 Eastern, 1 Central Pacific on ABC. Final match of the Anderson Consulting World Championship of Golf. 4 of the great players from around the world who've been involved in this chase for the big bucks, including that man, Ernie Els, out of South Africa. Davis Love, the United States, is still active. Semifinals are Saturday, and the finals are on Sunday, 2 Eastern, 1 Central and Pacific. So the ball's on the 20. Now let's see whether or not that Michigan defense will assert itself here, pin Washington State, and give their offense one more chance before the halftime. 7-7 tie. Leafs pass thrown to the outside. It is completed to McKenzie, and he loses the football, but there's a flag on the field. There's a beanbag on the field. That means he keeps possession.
Well, one of the Michigan men was trying to get off the field.
Timms. Sean Timms, the man who had the ball, not 9, 8. Here's the discussion of the penalty.
Michigan with too many men on the field. Now, bottom of your screen right there. It's,
didn't make it.
Yeah. That's one of the problems.
Against the defense, player did not get off the field in time. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Keith, one of the problems for Michigan playing against a team that used multiple formations, 3 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers, no backs, 5, and all that, is you want your personnel groups to match up with their offensive groups, yours defensively. And Jim Herman has a lot of different packages, and he usually names them or codes them so everybody knows which ones they're on. That time, too many players on the field.
So it's 1st and 5 after the penalty. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Leap quickly to Jackson. Chris is down, incomplete forward pass. Clint Copenhaver knocked it out of there.
Keith, Michael Black hasn't been in the ball game. He's on the sideline. The reason is he bruised a muscle on his right leg, on the outside of that leg, just below the knee. He had a pad on it. He tried to walk and keep it loose on the sideline. The padding felt uncomfortable. He took it off, but as you can see, he's just standing there and doesn't have his helmet. And whenever a player doesn't have his helmet, Keith, it's a sure bet he's not going in the ball game anytime soon.
Right. That's a huge loss for him. No backs. 2nd down and 5. Here comes Gold on the blitz and pick him up, throw the ball. His pass is completed to Chris Jackson. He rolls over the 30-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Down by James Whitley.
I think when Ryan sees something strange over there, he's just going to pop up and fire that ball out here. 3 wide receivers out here, just get the ball out. It's like a long handoff, Keith, on a run around the end.
Chains moved, first down Cougars. 6 minutes to go, first half, 7-7 tie. In the 84th playing of the Rose Bowl. Oh, he did it, Gilmore. And he'll have a yard. They sorely miss Michael Black. No doubt about it.
Well, Gilmore is a little bit more explosive, but certainly doesn't have the complete package of running, receiving, and blocking. Michael Black has. Ryan Leaf, 8 of 18 for 106 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
Gilmore has the size enough, 195, but he's a sophomore. He hasn't had a whole lot of playing time. Second down. Leaf has protection this time, and he's dropped. My goodness, it was in the hands of James Whitley, the freshman from Norfolk, Virginia, and James couldn't put it away.
I think one of Whitley's teammates knocked it out of his hands.
There's a penalty flag back where the ball was thrown.
Yeah, I think he would have held on if Hendricks, 41, hadn't have knocked it out.
We've got a penalty against Washington State.
Both of these teams have a lot of penalties, Keith, called against them. In fact, Michigan is the most penalized, and the Cougars are right near the most penalized, averaging 11 penalties per game.
We have an offensive face mask penalty, which is automatically 15 yards. The penalty is from the spot of the foul, half the distance to the goal. Repeat the down.
Wow, that's severe. At number 13, you see wig-wagging the signs in. That's Steve Birnbaum. He's out of Chino Hills, California, sophomore, possibly the successor to Ryan Leaf at Washington State at the quarterback position. That's an 18-yard penalty. Leaf stands up, steps away, throws it to grass. Incomplete. Sean Timms was out there and was about his only choice. Josh Williams was about to deck him.
I don't think Ryan knew what they were doing. I don't think Michigan knew what they were doing defensively. They were running back and forth. This Cougar offense averaging 42 points per game. Michigan only giving up an average of 9 points a game from behind the offense. Josh Williams, 91.
So it is third down and 27 for the Cougars. No backs. Leaf takes off. Got a block. And he gets it up to the 26, 27-yard line where Ian Gold has the privilege of making a tackle, but he found out that this is a big, tough man. So he did get him down. Now they'll punt.
Brings up 4th and 13.
Woodson backing up. We go back inside the 35, and Jeff Banks now for his 4th punt of the day, 46, 39, and 44. No pressure. Kick is away. Woodson at the 32. And they get it. So they pin him in and drop him back at the 32-yard line, a 7-7 tie.
Computers, they're like a tutor. They help you learn.
Guess what I want to look up today? Spiders. Do you like spiders?
Spiders have 8 legs and 8 eyes.
Aaron, would you like to go up and read the next one?
Right now we have the... Mondays are all new on ABC starting Monday.
4:17 to go in the first half and a 7-7 tie. The nation's top defense against the nation's number 2 offense. Michigan trying to win its first undisputed national championship in a half a century. Washington State coming in with its highest ranking in the national polls ever. Brian Greasy on first down for the 32. Throw, complete to Russell Shaw. His first reception of the day, and it's good for about 12 yards and a first down.
If you're going to throw, a first down is not a bad down to throw. And Mike DeBoard, the last possession that Michigan had, they went down and scored, opened it up, threw some deep passes. I think throwing on first down is the key for Michigan, Keith. I think the Cougars are stacked in there for that run game.
Inside 4 minutes to go in the first half now. They got a double tight end alignment, Campbell and Tooman. Tooman has not caught a ball yet today. That's Anthony Thomas, the freshman, and he is decked by Dorian Booth for a loss on the play at the 42.
I don't think Anthony Thomas saw the big moose. You don't normally see many running backs get hit and taken down like this. Booth is number 90. Throws away Campbell, number 88, after he gets out of his grip. Good play by Booth. Got containment on that side. Nobody was going to get outside of him.
Put it on the 41 and make it a 2nd down and 13. Reese still got it. Passes away to Tooman, his first catch of the day. And he's knocked out of bounds just across midfield. And it's about 3 yards short of a first down.
If there's one play that Michigan is known for, I think, throwing the ball, Keith, it's that counter with the tight ends coming across. They've run this play all year long from behind the defense of Washington State. Tooman's caught a lot of these passes this year.
It's just almost touching the midfield stripe, and it's 3rd down and 3.
This is an area where the Cougars like to blitz. Here they come.
And they got him. Brandon Moore came right up the middle. He's a senior from Carson, California.
And nobody touches him.
15 yards.
There's Moore right here. He's going to blitz right inside. Watches, it's just going to open up. Nobody lays a hand on him. Bryant trying to get the ball to the tight end coming across, but didn't have time.
And Benson. Good kick. Fair catch call at the 26-yard line by Sean Tim. And that's where the Cougars will take over in a 7-7 tie and 2:29 to play in the first half. Well, they say the national title's on the line. Who ought to be #1 if both Michigan and Nebraska win? You want to vote? You can. You can vote now on America Online. Keyword ABC Sports. There's one little hook. Your vote won't count in the official poll. But go ahead and vote anyhow.
Yeah.
It's fun to argue about it. Here come the Cougars. Single back. That's Gilmore. And the pass across the way is dropped by Chris Jackson.
About 4 or 5 drops by the wide receivers. Michigan's tough on quarterbacks. This is what they've done all season long in their first 11 games. 49% completion rate. Only 3 touchdowns allowed. And they picked off 22 passes. Let's check and see what Ryan Leaf has done this year. He's completed 56, thrown 33 touchdown passes, and only 10 interceptions, throwing for 331 yards. So that's what you got. You got big-time passer against big-time defense.
4 wideouts, 3 of them at the top of the picture. Handed off to Gilmore. That's a pretty good little run there by Gilmore. He gets it up to the 35-yard line, about 2 yards short of his first down.
Mike Price, who calls the plays, going to all of his tricks. The last series, he had a quarterback draw with no backs in the backfield, and now he's trying to keep that defensive line and linebackers honest by running some draws in there.
2 nights ago, Mike was really sick, but he shook it off. I imagine he had a little adrenaline helping him. 3rd down and a short 2. Dropped it. Leaf dropped the snap. Didn't come away from Lee Harrison clean with it. It'll be 4th down.
That'll drive coaches nuts right there. Drive coaches nuts. What usually happens is the center is so anxious to get out and get his block, and a lot of times he has to reach. No, he didn't even get it back. It slipped out.
Yep.
It didn't even get up. What happens there is that a lot of times they'll tilt the ball too much, and the ball he won't get it, won't slide it along the grass. It's tilted too much, and the point is in the grass. Never gets it snapped.
Jeff Banks to punt again, and this is the 5th. Woodson's waiting. Good air under this one. Good kick. And Woodson calls the fair catch at the 35-yard line. Mark it right there, and it'll be 1st down for Michigan. 41-yard punt.
41 yards.
Charles Woodson, we talked about him before the game. Let's see what he's done so far today. No pressure from the outside. Defense, the coverage, got the only pick of the game. Helped turn the momentum around. He's been in about 3 or 4 plays on offense and been very active defensively.
Woodson's in there now as a wideout, top of the picture, and Brian Gracie drops the throw, swings it out there, and it goes to Chris Howard. There's a penalty flag on the field as Howard runs for a first down. Let's see about that flag that came from the referee, and it may very well be holding on Michigan. That's usually bad news for the offense when he pulls the yellow out. That's what it is.
Lloyd Carr had Woodson in there just to be a decoy more than anything else. Talking to Bill Doba, the defensive coordinator for the Cougars, he said, I asked him, I said, when Michigan puts in Woodson, what usually happens? He says, they usually try to get him the ball.
So the ball comes back inside the 10-yard line for Michigan. Clarence Williams, well, he doesn't look like he's got a sore hamstring there as he wiggled his way through the traffic very well. Looked like the old Clarence.
Yeah, he missed the last 3 ball games, as you know.
Put it on the 20. That's a run of better than 10 yards. So from the point of the foul, that wound up being, what, about a 15-yard penalty, didn't it? Now it'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Wolverines.
I don't think either team is anxious to snap the ball or have it snapped, Keith.
Well, you're coming down to 10 seconds to go in the half. I think they're both willing to go to the clubhouse with the way things they are right now. So you've got an even score at 7-7. You got 30 minutes left to play, and they'll go talk about things. So the shadows start reaching across the old bowl, and we'll reach across the country to John Saunders.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. Alongside Todd Blackledge, no question Charles Woodson deserved the Heisman Trophy. He's showing it again today, but some problems for Washington State.
Yeah, I mean, they need both Ryan Leaf in the passing game and Michael Black in the running game to attack this Michigan defense. His status in the second half will be critical.
Okay, we'll be back later with scores and highlights. We'll get back.
marching band performing at halftime in a 7-7 football game at the 84th playing of the Rose Bowl. The Rogaine Report with Todd Blackledge and John Saunders coming up in a moment.
It is perhaps our most impressive safety advance ever. A Volvo that can save your soul. Introducing the all-wheel drive cross-country from Volvo.
What do? A new set of luggage.
Your parents in the rearview mirror.
A book that was banned in high school.
A coffee binge at 3 a.m.
A paper on the role of vernacular speech as it relates to the age of Renaissance.
A wink in a laundromat.
A 3-point shot at the buzzer.
Scary words like thesis,
ombudsman,
and paradigm.
A biology lab with real live dead bodies.
5 consecutive snooze alarms.
And a pizza guy that thinks he'll stick around a while.
All have in common. Got a minute?
Got a minute?
We would like to help you understand
what makes WSU so special. What makes this a near-perfect learning environment.
A near-perfect learning environment.
why someone from Tacoma,
Bellevue,
Montana would choose to come here.
Why you should come here.
why after all these years we still refer to Pullman as home.
Home. Got a minute?
It'll take more than a minute.
More than an hour.
Have you got 4 years?
There's a word we use for athletes who win with hard work and dedication. Champions. And there's a word we use for athletes who use steroids or any other drug to get an edge. Cheaters.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
It's just the second time this year Washington State's been held to 7 or fewer. The second half coming up. But first, coming up on the Rogaine Bowl Report, a reminder, the Nokia Sugar Bowl will follow the Rose Bowl. Florida State up against Ohio State. This one promises to be a terrific matchup. Ohio State's defense trying to close down Florida State and Thad Busby. That one's all coming up. John Saunders and Todd Blackledge here. Let's get you up to date on all the other games played today. We started this afternoon on ABC with a CompUSA Florida Citrus Bowl, and Penn State had their chances in the first half.
Yeah, 4th and 1 here. Chris Eberle stopped. You can tell they really missed Curtis Enos this part of the field. A few series later, Mike McQueer tries to guide one in there. It's intercepted by Demetrius Lewis. Another scoring opportunity by the wayside for Penn State. Doug Johnson hurt his shoulder, out of the game. Number 3 quarterback in, Jesse Palmer. Here goes 37 yards to Jacquez Green. He had 2 touchdown catches on the day for the Gators.
And then Steve Spurrier says to Joe Paterno, you get to wear my lid here. You can take this one home as a souvenir. Penn State with just 47 yards on the ground.
Yeah, Florida did 2 things very well today. Run the football with Fred Taylor and play defense. Held Penn State to a season-low 139 yards of total offense.
In the Cotton Bowl, Texas A&M against UCLA. Cade McNown picked off by Datwin. That's not enough. Wynn takes off and gives it to Brandon Jennings.
Well, Datwin had 20 tackles on the afternoon here. Very alertly pitches it back to Jennings, who takes it the rest of the way on an 86-yard interception lateral for a touchdown. This put A&M up 7-0.
But UCLA would come back. Ryan Newfield, 5 yards for the touchdown. They get the 2-point conversion from Cade McNown and win this one 29-3. Cade McNown, 239 yards and 2 TDs.
And Skip Hicks added 140 yards rushing, part of that 2-headed offensive attack for UCLA.
North Carolina blows away Virginia Tech in the Gator Bowl. UNC's defense, 19 points off 3 turnovers.
Great defense and a nice performance by Chris Keldorf, 290 yards passing and 3 scores for the Tar Heels.
In the Outback Bowl, Georgia blows away Wisconsin, 33-6. Ron Dane, 14 carries, just 36 yards.
Too much speed and too many weapons for the Georgia offense. All 3 had great games. Mike Bobo only missed 2 passes the entire afternoon.
A reminder, tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, noon Pacific on ESPN, it's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Clemson against number 13 Auburn. The national title on the line. Well, who should be number 1 if both Michigan and Nebraska win? We get a chance to decide. As Keith pointed out, though, it doesn't really count. Vote now on America Online. Keyword ABC Sports. Tie streets hauls this one in for the touchdown. The Wolverines come back from down 7-0. It's all tied up at halftime at 7 apiece.
It is perhaps our most impressive safety advance ever. A Volvo that can save your soul. Introducing the all-wheel drive cross-country from Volvo.
He was a great teacher. He allowed me to get a little closer to my dreams, to express myself the way I wanted to express myself.
Be able to communicate with people, speak with them. They ask the right questions, getting me to question myself, question what I saw, think on my own.
Ideas that I'm going to take with me the rest of my life.
The time has come. Your journey is here. You're on to big things and a whole new frontier. You've packed all your bags in every size. You're dreaming big dreams and saying goodbyes. So whether you hail from city or town or village or hamlet, from miles around, you're on to big things and it's your turn to try. Life is a journey, so set your sights high.
A new set of academic standards for freshmen is now in effect.
To practice, play, and receive an athletic scholarship, freshmen will need a minimum grade point average in at least 13 core courses in high school and a corresponding minimum score on the ACT or SAT. Ask your coach or guidance counselor about the new sliding scale and requirements.
Prepare yourself now. You want to play? Know the rules.
This message provided by the NCAA.
This year.
Echo and the Rose Bowl in a 7-7 ball game between #1 Michigan and #7 Washington State, and the University of Michigan Marching Band now on the floor of the Rose Bowl. 235 musicians and performers making their 16th appearance today. Performance by the Michigan Marching Band, Blue Band, 235 members. The Michigan score came on a Brian Greasy to tie Street pass and run.
Monday, the Super Bowl hits San Diego. Don't just read about it. Don't just see it. Experience it. Beginning January 16th, the NFL Experience rocks San Diego. It's the biggest Super Bowl event. your chance to feel the power of the NFL. Interactive events, NFL stars, and more. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. San Diego's 10 and these sponsors want you to be a part of the Super Bowl, the NFL experience.
We said that the game was going to be won in the trenches, and so far, the Michigan defensive line has been dominant, and the Washington State defensive line has stopped the Michigan from doing much.
And they've been able to get fair pressure on Leaf. They've knocked him down 4 times, put him on his back, but he's had more pressure than that. But it's the physicality of how many times he's hit that
I think he's thrown the ball 22 times, and he's been hit 11 of those 22 times.
And knocked flat 4 times.
Exactly, and sacked twice. And they've been closed a bunch of other times.
Right. I take you back to that Florida State game of a year ago in the regular season when they put Danny Werfel on his back so many times. It makes a difference. Here are the Heisman Trophy winners' numbers on the day. He's had a pretty good half. Nothing in particular offensively, but the defensive play has been good. Washington State was down there, and a bit of a bad pass by Leaf where the pressure forced him to throw the ball, and Woodson was able to intercept it. Otherwise, it might be at least 10 points, maybe even 14.
He just threw it a little bit late, and you can't do that with Woodson.
That's right. 20?
Well, Keith, Lloyd Carr feels that the defense has been playing well enough. He felt like, yeah, they have the 1 pick by Woodson, but they've been very close to picking off some more passes, getting some more turnovers. So he feels that's going to change in the second half and that they need to possess the football more. He says he believes his receivers can play well in this ball game, so look for Brian Greasy to throw it downfield to his wide receivers. On the other side of the ball, Mike Price just is very concerned about his receivers dropping the ball, and Michael Black and Kevin McKenzie may not be available to the offense much in the second half, Keith.
Yeah, McKenzie upset stomach and Black a bruised leg, so without Black, they hurt a lot. Here's the kickoff. It goes to Michigan to start the second half. Pouncing on the ground is finally picked up. Anthony Thomas, the tailback, will run it across the 20 and out to about the 24-yard line. Halftime numbers are these.
So look at the numbers. Washington State rushing for 50 yards. That's more than Michigan is rushing for, although Michigan is passing for more yardage than the Cougars are. Michigan 0 for 5 on third down conversions. Usually during the season they were pretty good at that. Time of possession, the Cougars. Everything's flip-flop here, Keith. You know, it's not, nothing makes sense. The Cougars weren't supposed to possess it long. They've been doing pretty good with it.
So let's go with it from the 24-yard line. Brian Greasy, play action, rolls out and throws incomplete. Throwing for Jeremy Tooman, and he was pretty well covered.
Michigan sets the tone. They come right out at halftime, throwing on first down, second half. Brian 9 of 13, 116 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
Second and 10.
Just starting the third quarter of play, second down and 10. Chris Howard. Big hole left side. Great job of blocking in front of him by Russell Shaw. Dee Morincola finally took him out of bounds.
Watch the left side of that line. Hutchinson and Backus.
Now watch Shaw right in front of him.
Shaw's going to come into the picture pretty soon. I think, Keith, the most underrated back in the Big Ten is this man right here, Chris Howard.
I agree. First down, 28-yard run at the Washington State 48-yard line. Anthony Thomas is in the backfield. Greasy throws. Intercepted. Right into the hands of Stewart. And he was startled and dropped it.
Like he was expecting the wide receiver to run a slant, and he went straight up the field. Michigan throwing on first downs in the second half here.
Whoa.
Can't tell there.
Lucky to get that one back.
That's a poor throw there. I don't know if he was hit when he was thrown or not, but that was, they're lucky to get that back is right.
Second down and 10. Handed off to Thomas. And Thomas is taken down by Gleason and company.
Brandon Moore with the stop for Washington State.
You haven't called Leon Bender's name very much, but he hasn't made any individual plays of particular note, but he sure is occupying a lot of people.
Yeah, Leon Bender, the defensive tackle, weighs 300 pounds. That's normal, Keith, for those defensive linemen inside. They just take up a lot of room, force 2 linemen to block them, and everybody else makes the plays.
Third down.
Here they come. Reverse.
Here comes Woodson. 1 tackle missed. And finally he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Leon Bender. And there's a penalty flag across the way.
Penalty flag in the play.
So we were talking about Bender, and suddenly he shows up. Let's see about the penalty. Offside, Washington State. So they knock him down for a big loss as they try to run a reverse. And I think the would-be blitzer was in the neutral zone where the ball was snapped.
Drives coaches nuts, Keith.
Penalty is 5 yards.
There he is. See, he's in the neutral zone right there.
Yeah, Gleason he wanted to, this. Mike DeBoer, the offensive coordinator, told me that they like to blitz the Cougars on 3rd and medium, 3rd and 5 or 6 yards, and they have continued to do that in this ball game.
So that goes from about 3rd and close to 20 to 3rd and a short 1. Big difference.
Well, it was 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 1.
Well, but the loss on the previous play.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Way back there near past midfield.
All right.
There's the first down right there. So put it at the 37, and it's first down, Michigan.
What a great year for Lloyd Carr, huh, Keith?
Oh, boy.
He's just
Terrific.
done an outstanding job.
Yes, indeed.
3rd year at the head job. Won a lot of the National Coach of the Year awards.
You know what this means for him, though? If he wins this game and wins the national championship, it authenticates him forever.
He gets out of the shadow of Bo Schembechler.
Absolutely. Chris Howard. Chris Howard's a pretty good hammer. He stands in there at 216 pounds, comes out of River Ridge, Louisiana, and he's deceptively fast. Wayne Stewart made that tackle.
Yeah, I like Howard, Keith. He's not only does he lead the team in rushing, but he also leads in receptions.
Yeah, he had 35 coming in. Charles Woodson up there at the top of the picture as a wideout. They're looking at him. They're going to him. Ray Jackson defending, and it's incomplete, thrown beyond the field of play. So it appears to be Ray Jackson, the man they want to pick on.
Yeah, and that's that corner position. Ray Jackson and Gibbons. As you take a look at this, I think when Jackson sees Woodson in there, he says, "I'm just getting deep."
Don't blame you.
But Streets beat Ray Jackson earlier. That is the guy they're going after.
3rd down and 8 from the 37.
Here they come.
Sideline dropped by Russell Shaw. Didn't exactly know where he was, and the ball slipped off his fingers.
Wayne Jackson defending.
It wouldn't have been enough for a first down, but
Wayne Stewart applying pressure to the quarterback.
Looks like they're going to punt it away, Keith. I thought maybe they'd go for it on 4th down here.
8 yards to go.
Who is it that put, Mike DeBoer had been the offensive line coach. I bet he had a hand in the rebuilding of this line, considerable hand in it, along with Terry Malone. They've done a heck of a job rebuilding that line for Michigan. Kevin McKenzie is in the field now. Apparently his summit settling down. That's a high hanger, and they kill it. So they work it just the way they wanted it. Jeff Holdry, the man who snapped the ball to the punter, Benson, goes down, waits for it, and puts it down on the 1. And there the Cougars will have to go to work.
I feel inside, can't explain, it's a certain kind, can't explain. I feel hot and cold, can't explain, hey, down my soul, yeah, can't explain.
The
Competition can't explain how a car that broke all the molds still has enough power to keep blowing away the stereotypes. Ford Taurus SE Sport, now with a 200 horsepower Duratec V6. Have you driven a Ford lately?
To get the most out of your digital satellite system, you need DirecTV. And for expert advice and guaranteed low prices on your new system, you need Circuit City. We're your DSS experts, and we'll show you how to see more sports, movies, and pay-per-view than on any other system. Right now, get $100 off professional installation or get a self-install kit free with any DSS purchase. Circuit City. You can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
It's the storm of the century.
Are we all gonna die?
And the opportunity
We just want the money!
of a lifetime.
But you're the sheriff. I'm the what?
Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater. Hard Rain, rated R. Starts Friday, January 16th.
The most dangerous enemies are those that hide in plain sight.
They look pretty human to me.
Premiering in 2 weeks on ABC. Prey.
This postcard compliments the Goodyear Blimp Eagle out of Carson, California. Tom Mattis is at the controls out of Huntington Beach, California. And the cameraman, Glenn Hampton. Washington State now, for the first time today, very, very poor field position. The ball comes loose, and the Cougars keep it. Leaf dove for it, but one of them, either he or Harrison, got a hold of it.
Well, I tell you, that is not a spot where you want to have a center quarterback exchange problem on your own 1 yard line. I don't know, that ball got up there. It looked like it just went through Ryan's hands.
It's the second time that's happened.
And actually fell forward for a 2 yard gain.
Got 2 yards. Stopped a lot of hearts, too. Leaf out of the end zone. Lets it go. It's McWashington. He's got it out at the 22-yard line. He took punishment to do it from Tommy Hendricks, but he made the play.
Take a look from behind the quarterback. It's a big play. Gets you out of the shadow of your own end zone. That's a nice play by McWashington to concentrate to get his right foot down. He knew he was going to get hit.
That's the second time they've gotten together with considerable force. Ammon McWashington, I'm sure, must be here watching his son play. He's principal at Garfield High School in Seattle for a long time. Kevin McKenzie. He is back on the field now for the Cougars, and they've got 5 wideouts. Throw it quickly to Timms, and Timms is hit quickly by Andre Weathers. Everything is quick when they get into that alignment. They pick up about 4 yards on that play.
Now, every time he gets in 5 wide receivers and no back in the backfield, he's throwing it 1-2 and throwing.
Nyan Taylor and McKenzie go off the field now. And it's second down, 6, 7-7 tie between Washington State and Michigan, third quarter. And that's a misconnection between Leaf. Had to unload it because Glenn Steele was climbing all over him, and he tried to get it to Sean McWashington again, but Weathers was there this time. In fact, he hit Weathers in the back.
That was just a misread, Keith. He thought that he was either going to run a quick out or a stop, and he kept going up the field. But this is what Carr was telling us that he wanted to force Ryan Leaf to do, and that is throw quickly.
Well, the longer he's got the ball in his hand, the more they stretch you. Third and 6, and a lot of Michigan folks down in that area of the stadium, and they're trying to help.
Here they come.
Oh, they're offsides. Michigan's offsides. Absolutely. I think it's the deal on the right-hand side. It was almost even with the Washington State tackle.
A penalty flag at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well,
so it'll be first.
Ryan does a nice job, Keith, of getting to the line of scrimmage and having enough cadence left that when he saw the blitz, he sees the blitz coming. He sees 55 Jones and the safety Ray run up in there. Now he's got enough cadence left to pull Steele off sides.
Yeah, Glenn knew he was in no man's land, but he couldn't find a way to get back.
Yeah.
He was trapped. So put the ball out at the 31-yard line, and it's now 3rd and about a half a yard. Here's where they need Black. Gilmore, he got it. I'll tell you what, that linesman coming in from the far side didn't give him to him by very much. I don't know about this. Yep, they mark it. Go ahead. First down. That's close.
Well, this has already been a successful drive for the Cougars, Keith, because they got it out of the. Remember, they took over on their 1-yard line. Sure, the Carr wanted his defense to hold him, but this game is a field position game. It's low-scoring, defensive, field position is going to mean a lot.
1st and 10. Roll out. Bought time. Man down the sideline. Just Chris Jackson for a first down at the Michigan 39-yard line. Dwayne Patman, a freshman, was over there, wrapped his arms around him and brought him down. He bought time with that rollout, and he made it work.
The quarterback is going to roll this way, but the receiver's going to come in and break to the outside, and the defensive back at the bottom of the screen is going to slip and fall and not get back into coverage. Watch the right side. That's a good throw right there. He just gets back and gets over. If the man hadn't have fallen, though, that may have been trouble.
Jackson with 5 catches, 89 yards. Now 1st down inside the Michigan 39. And they run it. And we got a different man carrying it.
It's Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton, number 24.
Yeah.
Marcus Ray with the tackle.
The offensive line doing a nice job of blocking. You can be sure that that they don't want to sit back and pass protect all day. And when they get an opportunity to fire off and run block and hit the defensive guy before the defense hits them, they enjoy that.
Jason Clayton picking up 5 yards on 2nd down and 5 lead, backpedaling. Down the middle, he's wide open. That's McKenzie inside the 15. Put it down at the 13.
The problem is, here's the slot receiver. He's going to get open in the middle of the field. The problem is there's no pass rush on Ryan. They send 4 guys. It's picked up pretty nicely, and he just gets open right in the center of the field.
Is it the backpedaling that helps him see the field as he's going back?
I like when quarterbacks backpedal, Keith, especially when you can see the whole field that way. Especially when somebody's coming from your blind side, your left side. Right. He can see that guy coming.
Put it on the 14, make it a 1st down. Here they come with reversing the ball. It's Sean Timms into the corner. Touchdown! They started on the 1-yard line, fumbled the football, recovered it on the 2, and now they just stuck it in the end zone. Hold on to your cushion. The extra point try by Ryan Lindell. He's a sophomore out of Vancouver, Washington. And it's blocked. Oh, my goodness. No flag. It's a blocked extra point by James Hall, number 56. Those kind of things will haunt you.
Oh, yes. Nothing's easy, Mike Price. We got a touchdown, then we can't get the conversion. Right up the center.
I'm a numbers guy. Don't give me words, give me a number. One day, Upjohn invites me to help test the new Rogaine. I hated losing my hair. I said yes. They tell me this new Rogaine Extra Strength for Men is more concentrated. It gets more to the root to grow more hair. Don't give me the more, give me the number. Yeah, I am seeing hair, but give me the number. They give us the number. 45% more hair than with original Rogaine. 45% more hair with the new Rogaine. I say, give me the Rogaine.
Let's start with the brewmaster for just a moment. The brewmaster is the chef. And that is the key brewmaster role, to understand the blending of his or her ingredients. Not only he or she tastes the beer every day, there's another person who tastes the beer every day, and that is me. The ability to have hands-on brewmasters working with the finest ingredients gives you Budweiser.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. I'm crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
For the last 50 years, there's only been one truck built Ford tough.
New Year's Eve is about hope.
I'm sure your dream guy's out there somewhere.
Friendship.
Probably robbing a convenience store.
And great food fights. Spin City, ABC, Wednesday.
13-7 now. Washington State going back to the lead. They scored the first in the first quarter. Michigan scored in the second quarter. And now the Cougars have taken the lead, but they blew the point. Clarence Williams is out there as one of the return men for Michigan, and Lindell kicks it off. And he gets it over the goal line, so it'll come out to the 20, and first down.
Let's go back to the touchdown, Keith. It looked like Michigan was sitting back expecting pass. Here's Timms out here. He's just going to come around on a reverse. Remember, we talked about these wide receivers. Timms was a running back in high school. Gets around there pretty good and makes the score. Let's go back to the block extra point. Right up the center. Hall just
went over the top.
Jumped right over both of them.
Wow. That may be very big before this day is over. First down for the Wolverines at the 20 now. Bryant stands up and throws to the sidelines. Russell Shaw. And Shaw from Los Angeles, playing in Michigan, is tackled at the 24-yard line. Steve Gleason, flying around everywhere, made that tackle.
Look at this, Keith. This is a big drive right here. Coming out, first drive of the third quarter. You're backed up on your own 1-yard line. You take it 99 yards.
I have a lot of folks who can do 99 yards in less than 4 minutes.
That's the momentum, if there is any right now. It's definitely with Washington State after that drive.
Second down. Call it 5.5. Hand the ball off to Chris Howard, and Howard is tackled at just around the 27. So it'll be third down and about 3.
Todd Nelson, the stop for Washington State. Gain of 3 yards. Brings up 3rd and 2 from the 28.
Mike Price was saying that they felt that they had enough defensive depth along the front to be able to substitute, but I don't think you've done all that much substituting so far today. It's been a very comfortable day. That's Howard trying for the first down, and Christy Strong gets it. Second effort got him over the 30, and they'll move the chains.
Exactly right, Keith. The second effort got that one.
First down, Michigan.
Michigan has been very good on third down conversions this year. Today, the first half, they were 0 of 5. And I think they're 2 of 8 right now.
Put it on the 31-yard line for the first down. Reese's pass away. It's going underneath the coverage for Russell Shaw again. And Shaw will pick up a couple. Shaw had 19 receptions for 235 yards and 2 touchdowns coming into the ball game.
Ray Johnson with the stop for the Cougars.
He was very quiet toward the tail end of the season, but all of a sudden, Brian has found him today.
Well, what's happening is the Cougar defense is forcing the Brian and the offense to go outside to the wide receivers, and they're covering the tight ends and stopping the run.
Truman's been very quiet. There goes Chris Howard again, right side. And he's going to need a 2.5, 3 yards for his first down, as third down is coming up. Brandon Moore there for the tackle. Here's Swanee.
Well, Keith, coming into this ball game, everyone talked about how physical this Michigan football team is and how they played the whole year, that maybe Washington State couldn't stay with them. I'm extremely impressed by the way their defensive line and their offensive line has been playing for Washington State. They have been dedicated, they have been fierce, they have been physical throughout this ball game. They are not giving 1 inch to what we thought was superior physical play from the Michigan side of the ball, Keith.
Well taken point. 39-yard line, third down and 2.
There they come.
And there's your first down. Chris Howard getting those knees up and just pounding in the traffic.
3 of those defensive linemen in there, Keith, Boos and Bender and Holmes, all around the 300-pound mark. You don't usually see defensive linemen that big. Usually defenses are smaller and quicker, but Howard doing a nice job of finding his way through all that poundage in there.
Chris has 60 yards and 11 carries so far in the ball game. Put the ball at the 42-yard line now. Greasy rolls out, still got it, lets it go big for Ty Street. Touchdown! Beats Borancola. Brian Greasy threw the ball probably just about as far as he can throw it. And it worked for 6.
You know, Bob, I got to tell you, throughout the season, I've always said Brian Greasy could not throw the ball that deep. That's why they never went downfield. Look at that one.
Don't start that with me now,
He proved me wrong.
The point for the lead. Good. The longest pass play of the year for the Michigan Wolverines. And it gives them a 14-13 lead at 5:07 to play in the third quarter.
This is the Triton-powered Ford F-150. And this is a 102,000-pound earth mover. Now that's what we call taking the bulldozer by the horns. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Are we ready to say goodbye to 1997? Are you ready, New York City? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
1998, the year of Godzilla.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back,
Chili, baby back rib.
I want my baby back,
Chili, baby back rib.
barbecue sauce. I want my baby back,
Chili, baby back rib.
I want my baby
Chili, baby back rib.
barbecue sauce.
I got my baby back rib.
Chili's grills like no place else.
I could hear Casey saying, oh, them bases on balls. And Mike Price standing over shaking his head and saying, oh, them blocked extra points. As Michigan takes a 14-13 lead.
Okay.
McKenzie. Now Taylor back to receive. Jay Steele.
58-yard touchdown receptions. For Ty Streets, he has one for 53, so he's having a pretty good day. That kickoff by Feely goes beyond the field of play. Here's Swinney.
Well, Keith, this was an outstanding throw and catch by Brian Greasy to Ty Streets. As we take a look from overhead at our cable cam, it gives us a perfect view of Ty Streets on the outside. What makes a play is that move right there. Instead of going underneath, he goes over the top, so he gets behind the defensive back, and he is in the end zone. I mean, you cannot draw it up any better. And Bob, my hat off to your son for throwing the deep ball in the big ball game.
Well, they haven't thrown the deep pass a lot this year, Lenny, and I think that's what the Cougars are playing, the short stuff, and I think some of the deep passes have been there today.
So the Cougars go to work, first down from their own 20. Jason Clayton stays in as Leaf drops. He's clobbered as he throws the ball, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted by William Peterson.
You know, momentum, Keith, is such a funny thing. You know, when you've got it like Washington State did on that last drive, and then Michigan didn't have it, and then that one big play. These are just young college kids, amateurs, and they really get up and down. It looks right there like Ryan said, hey, you know, we need to make some plays here to get this back.
Deanna Jones just whammed him one. I mean, he almost rung his bell. He had to shake off the webs.
Maybe he was just in the daze.
Yeah, I think you're right. Second down and 10. He really hit him. Handed off to Clayton, and Jason Clayton can't get away from it, and he's taken down for a 2-yard loss by Marcus Ray. And momentum now is where it maize and blue.
Third down, Keith. The Cougars are tops in the Pac-10 in converting third downs. Michigan's the best in the Big Ten at stopping them.
What do they got, 6 DBs out there now?
Oh, yeah.
So the dime package is in. 3rd and 12. Pressure coming, steps up, throws, got a man up there for a first down. It again is Kevin McKenzie getting loose in the middle. It's one thing about these wideouts, they will go in the middle for you.
Well, this is one of the times that Michigan did not go tight man-to-man coverage. McKenzie is over here in the slot. He's going to go down and straight and run a square in the middle of the field. The Wolverines, the backs, are just going to drop back and cover an area. You see a lot of guys open down there. Jim Herman would be better served if he just kept tight man coverage.
The football is resting at the 38-yard line, where it's a first down for Washington State. Three wideouts at the top of the picture. He stepped away from Ian Gold and moves up to the 46, 47-yard line where he runs into William Peterson. William is 6 foot, 193, and Leaf is 6'6", 238.
Yeah.
And there was a pretty good thump.
Well, Ryan tries to run over him. He says, just because my title is a quarterback, I'm a lot bigger than you are. Goes all the way out here, finds a small corner, and then just lowers his shoulder.
And picked up 8 yards. Second down and 2. With Michael Black out of there, though. Bigger load on Leaf. Gilmore is in at the single back position and gets the ball. And is taken down for a yard loss. Runs into Charles Woodson.
Loss of 1 yard.
It'll be 3rd and 3.
Woodson's an all-around player. He not only is a great cover guy, but he's very intelligent, quick. Here he comes on a blitz. And he's a tough physical guy. I mean, he's got the whole package. Confidence.
Timeout called by Washington State. I think Ryan Leaf may need to take a breath here.
Every year I try to quit smoking cold turkey, but this year is my year. I'm committed. I'm psyched. And I have help, Nicorette gum, to help control my cravings. It's not like the patch. Nicorette lets me decide how much nicotine to use and when to use it, so I can stop smoking now. The idea is by this time next year to save enough money by not smoking to be not smoking in Cancun.
Nicorette gum helps you fight your cravings, your habit, your way. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Ford celebrates the action heroes of everyday life. You know who you are. You deliver the crew and haul the feed. You load the logs. You stack the iron. And you secure the cargo. Cars and trucks for California action heroes. See your California Ford dealer.
ABC Sports presentation of the 1998 Rose Bowl brought to you by Ford Taurus. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Nicorette Gum. You can do it. Nicorette can help. And Rogaine Extra Strength for Men. Up above the Rose Bowl, the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, traveling over 100,000 miles every year, covering major sporting events. Third down and 3 now for Washington State. Michigan up, showing blitz.
Checking off.
Checking off.
He may be coming down right at the bottom of the screen. He sees single coverage. Nope.
They go for the run, and the run won't get it. Juan Gilmore is not going to get the first down. Jones and Steele and all those big dudes were in there and just slammed the door on him.
Now decision for Mike Price, whether to go for it or punt it away.
He'll punt it.
4th and 1.
4th and 1. He's thinking about it. He's going to punt it. Jeff Banks. Shortest kick, 39. Longest kick, 46. And he's kicked it 5 times up to now. Got it out of there. We've got some heat on him, but it'll go out of bounds. There will be no return. It's out at the Michigan 23-yard line. Glenn Steele was the man in his face. And he got it away. Saturday at 4 Eastern on ABC Sports. The biggest names in pro figure skating. The Equal World Challenge of Champions. Men's and ladies competition. Christy Yamaguchi, Paul Wiley, his final pro competition. That'll be Saturday at 4 Eastern on ABC Sports. The sun going into the Pacific.
A great shot, isn't it, huh?
Pretty. First down for the Wolverines. They lead 14-13, trying to win their first undisputed national championship in a half a century. And pounding right in on the top of Brian Greasy was Leon Bender and slapping the ball away.
They're trying to get a screen pass off, and Bender, over the left guard, just gets in there and just knocks it away. I mean, Michigan is a big screen team. Looks like that was set up pretty nicely for Howard. But Bender, as we mentioned earlier, Keith hadn't called his name too much, been playing a good game, but certainly must have heard us and said, let's get after it a little bit. Let's get going.
This is Chris Howard. And Chris ran right into one of those big linemen. It's Shane Doyle. And went down in a thump. Here's one.
Okay, we've seen a reversal of roles in this ball game. It's Washington State on the 99-yard drive and a touchdown, and it's Michigan with the big play. What Michigan needs to do now is go back to the old Michigan. Their defense has been on the field much too long. The offense needs to stay on the field, possess it, give this defense a chance to rest, or else they will not be strong in the fourth quarter, Keith.
Yeah, they're trying to do that, Lenny, but this Cougar defense won't let them. They're stopping anything short, forcing them to go long.
3rd and 9. Completed to Russell Shaw. That's going to be his 3rd catch here in the second half of play.
DeMarcola on the coverage.
They're looking at the marker. It's close. Better measure.
Officials are calling for a measure.
You got 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of play, and I'm frankly surprised that we are in a 1-point ball game. I didn't think we'd have that. One way or the other, I didn't think we'd have that. It's first down.
Again, Michigan going outside to the wide receivers. This is where they're getting a lot of their business done today. Shaw just going down and stopping. Thought he got enough for the first down, and he did by a couple of inches.
33-yard line for the Wolverines on their side of the field. Howard bringing him out and gets a couple. Brandon Moore, number 22, wouldn't let him get around the corner. He went down on the field of play, so the clock continues to run and could be the last play of the third quarter.
Second and 5.
So we've played 3. Michigan 14, Washington State 13. Back after this message and the word from our ABC station.
Mothers, they love to hear from their children. And suddenly they're getting their wish. In fact, they're getting more calls every Sunday than they do on Mother's Day itself. Why is that? MCI 5-cent Sundays. 5 cents a minute, every Sunday. Along with low rates all week long. Call 1-800-SUNDAYS to become an MCI customer. Your mom will like that.
You say either, I say either. I say neither, you say neither. Either, either, neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. You like potato, I like potato. I like tomato, you like tomato. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
Call everything off and go exploring in a Ford Explorer.
This Sunday, Zach is back.
I'm trying to defuse this thing.
Principal Takes a Holiday, ABC Sunday at 7, 6.
21-13. Michigan Wolverines now taking the lead in the fourth quarter with 11:21 to play.
One of the staples of the Michigan offense is the fake counter, bootleg, hit your tight end. Wide open in the end zone, and Tuman is the guy.
It is 180 degrees.
Look out. Passes away. It's caught. It's Juan Gilmore out of the backfield. All the way down to the 27-yard line of Michigan. Andre Weathers saved a touchdown. They're exciting, aren't they?
They really are, and we saw him working on this pass in practice the other day. He fakes it to Gilmore, the running back, and then he's going to throw it to Gilmore. He slides out of the backfield, and with the speed we said earlier, he was explosive. Big drive for the Cougars.
Oh, boy, who'd it ever? 9:01 to play in the ball game. First down at the Michigan 27-yard line. Clayton is the single back. Leaf pumps it, and he's sacked. Number 55, Deonte Jones, the sophomore from Potomac, Maryland.
Anything that takes time, that was a little hitch and go or out and up. He faked it, and anything that takes time is just not going to get it. Deonte Jones is going to come from the inside. He fakes it. It was a little hook and go at the top of the screen. And you just don't have that much time. Michigan blitzing almost on every play.
When you put Jones and Gold together in that linebacking position, you've got some real speed for Michigan. Gold is very quick. Jones has 9 tackles in the ball game and 2 sacks. Second down, underneath, and the pass is underthrown. He had it wide open. Love Jefferson, number 20, the tight end, was all alone. And he didn't get it to him. Third down and 17 coming up.
Well, Jefferson is kind of like an afterthought. He throws it to the fast for the whole yard. He just gets some of it and then get the rest of it on 4th down.
3rd and 17. Blitz is coming. He's coming. They're gaining on him, and they got him at the 30. It is James Whitley. Whitley blitzed on the last play. He's that freshman out of Norfolk, true freshman. And
231 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And in the second half, the offenses have possessed the ball 6 times, and they have scored on 4 of those occasions. So the offenses have stepped it up here in the second half.
So they put it at the 18-yard line and give it to Chris Howard. And he'll go down just about the line of scrimmage, and the Cougar defense fully aware. Cougar down. That's number 24, 34, Gleason. 34, Gleason. Oh, my goodness. He's been busy today. Sophomore out of Spokane. Led the team with 91 tackles this season. So we've got timeout for an injured Steve Gleason with 5:02 to play in the game.
Steve Gleason.
Rod Nelson hit him.
Told him he should start sliding, see, but he still wants to go ahead first. He's a little hard-headed.
Gleason is all right. Is he back? He's good. He trotted off the field after pounding on the ground until the pain passed. Probably a stinger. Now he's back in the ball game. Field. 3rd down and 6. Woodson at the bottom of the picture. Greasy looks left, throws that ball. Goes to Shaw. Shaw has a 1st down. Russell Shaw worked his way free and makes the catch at the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Stay with the run. And it goes to Anthony Thomas, and Thomas is taken down just about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a half a yard. Salausa brought him down. Big fella from Teo Salausa from... I do too. They're both winners in this instance. Into the middle goes Howard. And Chris, not a lot. From the 33 down inside the 31.
Washington State takes their timeout here. There's a look at the line blocking. This is tough now for the offensive line when everybody knows you're going to run and they know you got to run the ball. That's tough yardage.
2nd and 8. Number 31.
Now. Field reserve. Chris Howard is tackled. Who does the kicking off has a big leg.
He may punt this ball.
He might do anything. He is going to punt it. And it's rolling around at the 5, rolling toward the sideline. They don't want it to go out of bounds. And it does. And Washington State now will have 29 seconds remaining. And will get the football 1st down. So there's 3 big fellas and 8 runners. As Leaf stands to the goal line, looking around and throws to the sideline. It may have been intercepted. Nope. Incomplete. And 10 with 21 seconds. He's going under center.
For a quick slant.
Yeah. Tried to get the ball to Nyan Taylor, who's one of the maybe get a big play out. They got 3 of them over there at the top of the picture. That's where he's looking, and there it goes. And it is interference. No. Intercepted? Yes. Woodson did Taylor catch it?
No, he caught it.
Did he really?
He pushed the man away from him,
I thought there was interference, and they ruled it a catch. Nyan Taylor makes the catch.
Pushed the man out of the way to get there, but well, they got half the football field on this one throw.
Watch this.
Watch Taylor right here.
That's interference.
Just shoves the man out of the way.
And it's ruled a catch.
Just one play, just like the last one.
That was Nyan Taylor that was hurt on the play, the man who made the catch.
Well, you got to do the same thing. You got to throw it in. You may get 2 chances if you throw it quickly.
9 seconds. Penalty flag across the way. They get Leaf. It's Steele, but there's a flag. The game may rest right here on this call.
We had a dead ball foul before the ball was snapped. It would be a 5-yard penalty. Replay the down. We need 8 seconds on the clock.
He said 8. I think there were 9, and all of the Cougar fans are saying, hey, we want 1 more second. There were 9 seconds up there.
Yeah, 9 seconds on the clock, definitely. So the penalty is against Washington State. Somebody moved. Fatigue, very much a part of this whole thing now. Could be 9. Back judge keeps time too.
Well, for all you Michigan fans, go back to the Hail Mary that beat you a couple of years ago against Colorado.
Oh, yes. They've lived through moments like this before, and they're going to look at another one.
That wasn't for a national championship.
Nope. And 9 seconds back on the clock now. That's correct.
Hey, get that back. Hey, guys, you can't get back to him.
But in the process, Washington State lost 5 yards for movement before the snap. Pass. Lateral. Down to the 26-yard line. Clayton and Love Jefferson, and there's 2 seconds remaining. The clock stops to move the chain. You better be ready to go when the chains are put down.
Hook and lateral.
You got 1 play left. He's under center, spikes it. Clock shows time has run out.
What does the referee say?
I'm waiting.
I think it's over, Keith. The referee's leaving the field.
Yep, the officials are all leaving. Man in the white hat is headed to the tunnel. The football game is over. Michigan wins 21-16. An opportunity to claim their first undisputed national championship in a half-century. What a year for both these teams. And these are 2 teams. That's Glenn Steele on the right in the blue and Ryan Leaf hugging each other because they both know they both spent everything they had today. It's a great college football game to watch. The trophy presentation is coming up. The MVP in today's ball game. You want to know who it is? I'm standing alongside his proud daddy, quarterback Brian Greasy of Michigan. What a year he's had. Changed his whole life.
We got lost, me.
I don't blame you. You want to cry, you go ahead. I'll hold you up. That's shake, Greasy. You guys got me crying. Well, there's a lot here. A lot of good stuff right there. Earned everything he got, too. So did he, the man in the white shirt. The man who asked him to come on back and help us 1 more year. And that's the man right there, Woodson, and Steele, and Williams, and Remus. And Lloyd Carr is now fully acclaimed as a football coach. Here's Vince Swan.
Thank you very much, Keith. We're on the field with the president, Gary Dorn, of the Tournament of Roses Parade. He is going to make the trophy presentation.
Coach, on behalf of the Tournament of Roses Association, we want to award you the championship trophy, which is right here.
Want me to help you? Are we going to pick it up?
Yeah.
Hey! Check this out. Check this out. Will I say anything? I don't have to.
Now, Coach, we know this is heavy. We'll set it down. I think certainly you deserve the opportunity, Lloyd, to express what this victory means to you.
Well, Lynn, 50 years ago, the University of Michigan won the national championship in this stadium, and this is a dream. It's been a wonderful season. I want to thank our players, our coaches, the great Michigan fans. We're just happy to beat a great Washington State team. It went right down to the wire just like we thought it would. But we got something to celebrate now.
You've got a lot to celebrate. We're going to make another presentation. The man behind you, your quarterback, number 14, Brian Greasy. Brian, step forward. Congratulations to you, MVP of the Rose Bowl game. Lloyd, you have a question.
Did his old man ever win this trophy? He did.
I knew that was coming.
No, but he kicked 2 extra points to win a game here.
Well, like father, like son. Brian, congratulations.
It's an unbelievable feeling. I'm happy for this team, for these fans, for our university. It's an unbelievable feeling.
Brian, this is a long journey for you. You were a walk-on at the University of Michigan. You had a decision to make. You came back for a 5th year. Need I say it's worth it?
I couldn't have dreamed any better ending to my career here. I just feel so humble to be up here with all my players and for the fans. I'm just glad I came back and I could contribute.
In the course of this ball game, it seemed like they were challenging you to throw the ball deep against their defense. Your receivers came through for you, an outstanding performance.
They did. Every guy on that offense was called out. And our defense was playing a great game, and when it was up to us to win the game, our offensive line, Ty Streets, Russell Shaw, those guys did an unbelievable job.
Now, I'm going to ask Charles Woodson to come forward here. He's standing here in the background.
Michigan fans, baby.
Not yet. Not yet. You'll hear it soon enough. A remarkable performance. One of the things that marks this season is that you played your best in the big ball game. You gave another great performance.
Well, I take pride in that. Trying to come out, it was the last game of the season. We had a chance for it all. And it just wasn't me out there today. It was a whole bunch of guys, a whole Michigan Wolverine team, and all the fans that made it down here to Pasadena. We did it, baby. We did it.
All right,
we did
before we go, Charles, I got to ask you, I'd be remiss if I didn't. There are 9 players or 10 players on the Michigan defense who have eligibility to come back and play. Charles Woodson is one of them. You may not have made your decision, but I'm going to ask you now, will you be back, or was this your last game for the Maize and Blue?
Right now, I'm not going to reveal that to you right now, Mr. Swine, but I will let you know in the next week.
In the next week?
In the next week.
Congratulations. Let's go back upstairs to Keith Jackson.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Bob Christie, your final thoughts.
Well, Michigan has had a great year, Keith. It's been a magical year for Michigan and for Brian. Washington State, they've had a great year. It was an under 67 years. That's the last time they were in the Rose Bowl. You know, speaking of Brian, I am very proud of him. It's been outstanding, and I'm just very happy for him.
It's the first time in Michigan's history they finished 12-0, and I want to take one moment to read you something from a letter from an old friend of mine. It says, "The blue in our victory ribbons may fade, trophies may become tarnished, the gleam of our medals lose luster, but the emotional experiences of joy and elation, heartaches and disappointments can never be shared by others." That was written by Fritz Kreisler, coach of the Mad Magicians that won that national championship at Michigan a half-century ago. And now Lloyd Carr has done it. Your final score, Michigan 21, Washington State 16. Coming up next, another great football game in the Nokia Sugar Bowl between Florida State and Ohio State.
Especially when it's with someone else's money.
Washington State, 15:55 remaining to be played here in Pullman. Let's take a look right now at our John Hancock basketball trivia question. Field Court celebrating its 25th anniversary. You know who Washington State's head coach was for the first win here at Field Court? I think we all know that.
I think I've got that one. Can't give the answer right now. We're going to let everybody think about that one.
Still the Beavers with another chance to chip away at this lead. They have been able to get close, but they have not been able, I should say, to take the lead in this basketball game.
Well, Oregon State has really done a nice job in terms of rebounding the ball. They have that edge, and that's kept them in this basketball game. Out rebounding Washington State by 5. Yeah. Here he is again in the open court. Mensa, give it back to him. Oh, yes. Why not? Oh, yeah, I like it. And the finish. It's Bengali and selfish. Rewards Mensah-Bonsu with the give, and Mensah-Bonsu's got 10. But Bengali, a guy that could have easily brought that one home, but said, you know what, you got the steals, Kojo. We're going to give it back to you.
Mensah-Bonsu is the leading shooter on this Washington State team, at least from a percentage point of view. Marshall moves that into him. They're going to get Marshall on a moving screen. I think that one is, that would have gotten 15 yards in a football game.